This is a Road Scholar trip in late October 2025. This is our base of operations in Willcox, Arizona. The Holiday Inn Express will be here for 6 nights. Our first day's hike is to the Fort Bowie National Historic Site in the Chiricahua Mountains. This is our leader, Steve, and this is a Butterfield stage stop that is on the hike. And we're hiking to the Fort Bowie National Historical Site. This is the Fort Bowie Cemetery that has various graves of people that passed away at the fort, and we continued hiking and came across this is a wickiup, which is a traditional structure that the Native Americans used as shelters. This is the Apache Springs, which was the main reason for the fort being here and the Butterfield stage stop, because they did need water for both of those things. This is the Fort Bowie site, and we're touring the remnants of the site here. We're currently in a government shutdown, and so we're at the visitor center. The visitor center is closed, but we ended up having our lunch on the porch surrounding the visitor center. These are our participants in the group. We had 12 people, 12 participants, and 2 leaders on this tour. These are the views looking out from the visitor center over the Fort Bowie site. This is where we had our lunch. This is where the ice machine for Fort Bowie was. This is a water reservoir. The water was pumped from a spring 3/4 of a mile away to this reservoir for Fort Bowie. These are the barracks at Fort Bowie. This is the remains of the commanding officer's quarters. This was originally a 2-story house, a really nice 2-story house here at Fort Bowie. This is the remnants of the old hospital here. It was a fairly large building, it looks like. This was another water reservoir, saving water for Fort Bowie. This was the school building at Fort Bowie. This is a view of the Fort Bowie site as we're hiking up the trail back to the vans, and we get a good view from up here on the ridge line. You can see the remnants of the fort. This evening we went to the Willcox Playa wildlife viewing area to see the sandhill cranes that come to this area, and we saw quite a few of the cranes arriving and flying away in flocks. Very interesting and beautiful sunset view of over the wildlife area. This is the Willcox train station, the former Willcox train station. The train doesn't stop here anymore. This morning we had a very interesting talk by a local wildlife biologist. Today we're on the Silver Peak Trail, and that is Silver Peak there. We're not going all the way to the top. We'll be over on the flanks over here. Today we had a choice of 2 different hikes, the Silver Peak hike and then another one down in the canyon with slightly less elevation gain. So 5 people went on the Silver Peak hike, and the rest of the group, 7 people, went on the canyon hike. Here we are climbing the trail towards Silver Peak, and in the very far distance that's New Mexico back there. So we're looking east right now.
Are we there yet?
We're over halfway, you said, right?
Yeah.
This is Cave Creek Canyon. The unincorporated area of Portal, Arizona is below us here. And this is the site of the American Museum of Natural History's Southwest Research Station. This area is a very popular birding area and attracts a lot of scientists because of the biological diversity in this area. We're on the east side of the Chiricahua Mountains, and according to Wikipedia, this area is often called the Yosemite of Arizona because of its beauty. This evening we went to the Chiricahua Desert Museum where we saw a variety of snakes, some rattlesnakes. This is a non-poisonous snake that Valerie's handling here. Then we went back to the fire station and had a catered dinner in the fire station and got a good view of the moon over the Chiricahua Mountains. Today we're hiking on the Cochise Stronghold Trail in the Dragoon Mountains. That's southwest of Willcox.
And I think everybody will be fine, but I just like to tell them, well, that's a good hike.
Cochise was a leader of the Chiricahua Apache Indians, and he led the resistance to American and Mexican encroachment on Apache lands. He led an uprising that began in 1861 and lasted until 1872. All right. Good morning, Steve. How are you doing today?
Morning, Richard. I am doing great. Beautiful hike.
Yeah, we're on the Cochise Stronghold Trail. We're about halfway to the turnaround point. It's going to be a total of 6 miles today, 3 miles in and 3 miles out. How are you feeling about that?
I'm feeling just fine. I was expecting it to be more strenuous than it is. It's not a bad hike at all.
Yeah, the footing's pretty good.
Yep.
All right. Thanks for the information.
All right. Are you good?
Here we are at Dragoon Springs Station. This was a stage stop on the Butterfield stage route. These are the graves of 4 Confederate soldiers that were killed by Apaches in 1862. We're having dinner tonight at the Hidden Oasis Ranch here in Dragoon. It's Thursday, and for today's hike, we've come up to the Pinalino Mountains. We're at over 9,000 feet here, and it's a lot cooler than down in the desert down near Willcox.
Directly behind the high point is Dos Cabezas Peaks, which you can see from Willcox. And there's two heads, but the heads are pretty close together at this angle. And then behind them are the Chiricahuas.
All right, we're on the Grant Hill Trail. How are you liking the hike today?
Great, it's beautiful.
And
Aspen trees, over 9,000 feet.
And we've been walking through a burn scar area.
Yep.
And how did you like the views out over the desert?
Oh, it's like the whole basin and range view. You can see out across the playa, over to the other ranges. Steve knows the names of all of them, and he told us, so.
And so this mountain range is one of the Sky Islands.
Yes.
And we're at a junction point here. We've got a choice of a slightly shorter hike or longer hike. Which one are you going to do?
I'm going to go on the longer hike.
I think most people will. All right, thanks a lot.
Okay.
In the distance, you can see the telescope on top of Mount Graham. That's operated by the University of Arizona. Here's another view of the telescopes on Mount Graham. This afternoon we took a hike on the Arcadia Trail out to the east side of the mountains, and then we went into Safford for dinner at a Mexican restaurant. We're on our way to the Chiricahua National Monument, and despite the sign, unfortunately, we did not see any coatis. Good morning, Pam. How are you doing today?
Hey, Richard, how about you?
Pretty good. We came up to the National Monument here, and how was the trip today?
So far, it's been terrific. Weather's perfect. Couldn't ask for a better day. We're going to rock these trails today. Got lots of energy. It's going to be one of our almost last days, so we want to make best day use.
And you've got two choices of hikes today. One slightly shorter. Which one are you going to do?
I'm going to do the shorter one.
All right, I'm going to do the longer one, so we'll see you at the
Of
bottom.
course you are. You bet. Have
All right,
a good one.
Thanks. Bye. This is the point where the slightly longer trail and the slightly shorter trail depart. So we'll see.
Point of no return.
Point of no return here. This is Mushroom Rock. All right, hello Steve. Can you tell us a little bit about the geology of this area and how it was formed?
Certainly. We're on the route that goes up to the Heart of Rocks Loop, and we're up on the ridge now that overlooks much of the park. This was all created by a volcano in the distance over here that went off 25 million years ago and shot over 2,000 feet of ash into the air. And the wind happened to be blowing this direction, and so that's where all these formations that we're walking through were created out of that ash being compressed over time.
And it got compressed into a material called tuff, T-U-F-F?
That's correct.
And then
some of the smaller pieces are rhyolite, which are, smaller rocks and things of that nature.
All right, thanks Steve.
You're welcome, enjoy.
Here's an example of how the erosion undercuts some of the rocks, causing this kind of effect. This is a view looking west out over the Heart of Rocks area, and in the very distance here you can see the Dragoon Mountains where we were a couple days ago. Now we're going to take the Heart of Rocks Loop Trail that will take us through some of the famous named formations. Here we are coming up in the Heart of Rocks Loop. This is called Pinnacle Balanced Rock. This rock looks like a camel head. And this rock is called Old Maid. This formation is called Thor's Hammer. And this is the Heart of Rock area. We were just hiking down there in that area down below there. And this is Punch and Judy. How are you liking the Heart of Rocks area, Valerie? Thumbs up. This formation is Duck on a Rock. This is Kissing Rocks. We're on the trail headed down to the visitor center, looking back at the rocky area where we were hiking just a little while ago. It's the final day of the trip, and we're going to the American Indian Museum, and there's a short hike here, and then everybody's going to take off and leave for either the airport or head to their next destination. We're having our final lunch here at the Amarind Foundation in Dragoon, and now we're getting into our rental car to go back to Tucson Airport.